All right, folks, before the puck drops, a big shout out to Big 8. Fellow Atlantic Canadians keeping us refreshed since 1986.
Their bottled water is straight from a natural spring in Valley, Nova Scotia. Clean and crisp.
And don't forget, 23 flavors of carbonated soft drinks made with natural sugars. Many flavors, now in cans too.
Big 8's got that East Coast charm, and you know we're all about that.
So grab a Big 8 and stay refreshed. All right, now let's get into the hockey.
The internet, man.
What is happening?
That's right, Matt. The internet for sure.
The internet, boys.
Internet, man.
I heard that's a thing. I heard it's a thing.
Now we're going to just ramble about the internet for the next hour.
Al Gore. Al Gore.
We had this all set up less than a minute ago, and now we're talking about Al Gore.
Best laid plans, right? It just go out the window.
Oh, dear. All right. Well, in hockey-related news, yeah, we're getting down to the stretch run here. Got like each team's probably got like 13-ish games left, something like that.
Yep.
And pretty good time to recap some playoff races. Couple interesting things in looking at Columbus. They are getting the classic bonus bump. Rick Bowness is hired. Every time he's hired, teams do this. And I guess maybe it's smart to hire him going into the playoffs. If you're going to get a big bump, maybe don't start the year with him. Maybe you wait till right before the playoffs, do a coaching change. Maybe this is what LA should have done since they're in the middle of their weird whatever season they're having.
Maybe this is what Toronto should have done.
I was going to say, I can think of another one.
Carry on.
Yeah. So
I do remember a Mr. Jeremy Bourque telling us that the Leafs would get some sort of Uber Berube bump. So
Last year, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they did for a while. It didn't really.
It was a nice 3 weeks while it lasted.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, the Blue Jackets, they're on a 12-game point streak.
Mm-hmm.
They were a non-playoff team really for most of the season. Charlie Coyle is having, I don't know if it's a career year. I haven't looked that up, but he is having a monster season. This after the Avs had traded for him last year from Boston, and he was like, 3C. He was playing 2C minutes in Boston, and people were like, I don't know. And he goes to Colorado, plays 3C there. And he had one notorious clip where McKinnon was yelling at him on the bench. And then he's traded to Columbus, and under Bonus, he's really, really took off. Adam Fantilli. I mean, they got a bunch of young guys there. Him, Kent Hughes. They've got some really good players. So yeah, they're on a big streak, and they're currently third in the Metro right now. They'd be playing the Penguins in the first round if the playoffs started today. So pretty wild from them. Here's a funny one: the Utah Mammoth.
Mm-hmm.
This I get a kick out of. So right now they're in wild card 1 in the West with 78 points. If they were in the Pacific, they'd be one win away from leading the Pacific Division. Like first in the Pacific. But they're in the Central. So they're in wild card 1.
Wow.
So the discrepancy between the Central and the Pacific is pretty crazy. So, yeah, I thought that's pretty wild. But yeah, they're Utah is always going to look like they're kind of on the bubble, but really they've got a bit of a cushion towards any of the teams behind them. They're obviously like the Central, the top 3 teams are basically set. So really it's up to whoever else is in the Central wants to fight for the first wild card spot. But yeah, there's a race there between Mammoth, Predators, the Kings, who, you know, if they don't make the playoffs, I'll be like, yeah, of course. And then if they make the playoffs, I'll be like, yeah, of course.
So, I mean, you know what they say about the Pacific Division, right? Just one big pillow fight going on over there.
I was hoping someone was gonna. So
that's
did you,
incredible.
Did you guys see that quote? Gary
No.
Tyson.
No.
It's from McDavid. Well, Matt, you I saw it from you there. Did you have what he said?
So like after Edmonton got obliterated by Tampa Bay,
Mhm.
McDavid was all compliments to Tampa Bay. Like, they're perfectly coached. They know what they're doing. You know, they never make mistakes. And then he kind of backtracked it like, well, we're pretty well coached too, which is not to that level. And then he ended the press conference with, I'm really glad we play in this division because it's basically a big pillow fight over here.
It's hilarious.
It's like, wow, that's as much emotion or like personality I've ever seen out of him. Like,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
But you look at the Pacific.
Yeah.
Anaheim leading the division is 5-4-1 in their last 10. The
They have
Oilers
80 points.
They have 80 points. The Oilers right behind them have lost 2 in a row, 5-4-1. Third in the Pacific is the Golden Knights. They've lost 3 in a row, 3-7-0 in their last 10. Like, nobody wants to be.
Yeah.
And if it stays this way, this means either Edmonton or Vegas is going to make it to the second round.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
yeah. It's actually kind of crazy. They
Somebody
lead
has
the
to
division
win.
with they lead the division with 80 points. If they were in the East, they would be tied with the Philadelphia Flyers, 4 points out of a wild card spot. And they lead their division currently.
It's really funny. I love it. I love that Anaheim's in here. I love that Anaheim has a really good chance to be in the playoffs. See them in there again. There's a few teams that have a chance that, like, it's wide open. And then who else did I have here? Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Wild versus the Stars. They played the other yesterday or the day before. I actually watched that one, and I wanted both teams to lose. I was hoping there'd be 0 points awarded. And so what does it do? It goes to overtime. I'm like, of course.
You weren't explicit enough. That's the best thing that can happen, right? If like you're asked for both teams to lose, well,
Yeah,
then they were tied.
that's right. It's where the closest it came. Thankfully, Minnesota won that one in overtime. So Dallas only got the point. So after Colorado won today, they've got a 5-point gap to Dallas, and that's I like that. I hope it maintains. Hope it stays that way. Funny, some people were like talking about Colorado's going to break a season record from the Bruins, or they had a chance to, and I didn't really think that would happen, just because typically the winter, like after the new year, is rough for them. Januaries are never that great, and so they came back to earth a little bit. But it's good. You don't want to cruise to a President's Trophy. Nobody wants that. So yeah. And then I guess in the East, a couple interesting things. So right now in the East, we have the Sabres, number 1 in the Atlantic, like we all
Who
thought
saw that? Who saw
and
that?
predicted.
Unreal.
And like they've been on these win streaks before, but like they'll go on a win streak and you're like, whoa, and then they crash back down to earth and go back to the worst team in the league. But this this year is by far, in a way, the longest sustained, like fired up, like motivated looking Buffalo Sabres that we've seen in years and years.
Yeah.
They were on that win streak earlier in the season. And even right now in their last 10, they're 9-1. They've won 4 in a row. They got a 4-point gap to Tampa Bay. I love it. I love these kind of come from nowhere teams leading divisions. Pretty fun. And so right now you're looking at, so in the Atlantic, you're looking at Tampa Bay and Montreal rematch of the Stanley Cup final.
That would probably be a pretty intense matchup right there.
I think so. I'd be really curious to see that. Montreal's like the up and comers. They've got all this great core, signed great deals for a long time, and they're going to face the old man. They got like Tampa Bay's got like that dad strength. You know what I mean? They're just like a dad
I don't know what
strength.
you mean. I'm very weak and I'm a dad. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, I meant my dad, not me.
Oh, okay. I prefer the pillow fights over the actual fights.
Right. So that could be a pretty interesting one. So
Who would be there? Tom Wilson that takes the fight right down from one bench door to the other.
Ooh, I feel like it's got to be. Oh, Tampa Bay, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, now maybe Corey Perry.
True.
Obviously it's Jack Eye for.
Like, I cannot see in any world where Perry will actually square off with Jack Eye, right? Like, he would
Not
just
unless
poke the
something
bear a
happens.
lot, and then he'll
he'll
He's
probably
not
goad
change
him.
off and wave to him on the way by. Is that going to be the?
He'll goad him into
Yeah, but-
some bad penalties over and over again.
You'll see
If
Scott
Jack Eye plays.
Sabrin dressing up the next night.
It's true.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So we already kind of talked about the Jackets. They'd be playing the Penguins in the first round. Of course, Carolina's leading by quite a margin in the Metro. So, but yeah. Speaking of the Habs, boys, what do we say? I know you're going to love this one, but who's our Big 8 player of the week? I think there's one guy in the Habs that we can't argue with. But who are we
Alex
gonna
Ovechkin. Sorry, I didn't understand the assignment.
Time for the Big 8 player of the week.
I think so.
Dave's a killer! Yeah! Dave's a killer!
Yeah, Dave's a killer. Yeah.
Putting on the foil. Honorable mention today to Ovi with that 1,000th goal. Just so people are aware, because I saw some confusion online. It's combined goals.
Yeah.
He didn't suddenly score 70.
But it's close enough that people thought that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that's insane. Like,
It's still absolutely
unreal.
ridiculous that whether it's combined or not, in years they didn't even get to the playoffs, right? He's got 1,000 combined goals. Is still just wild.
Count me in the confused because I watched the third period today.
Yeah.
They were playing Colorado for this.
Yep.
Nice to be remembered for.
He got
And
right in his office. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got home and I'm watching the third and they were down 1-0. They came back, made it 2-1. And Washington tied it on the just automatic vintage classic.
Very OV goal.
Just as predictable
you'd
as
think
you can
people would
imagine.
learn how to defend against it after 1,000 goals.
Yeah. They didn't
Literally.
even yeah.
Like, literally.
And like that was my thought because like he was quite wide open, and I'm like, don't tell me you didn't know. Like this is a day off for the coaches to figure out the power play. You don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
And then the announcer comes on and he's like, "There it is, number 1,000," and I was like. But what? When did he have a 70-goal season?
Yeah.
And then the guy even clarified. He's like, playoffs and regular season combined. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see some confused people, and I get it, but
Yeah.
it's impressive regardless. Because
Absolutely.
you're not
no
guaranteed
doubt.
playoffs every year, right? So to have 77 playoff goals on top of, right, is just, anyway, insane. It
Yep.
begrudges me a bit, though, that we're going to, I nominated, I can't believe I did this too, boys. I'm little,
I can't believe it either. Like,
I feel like something's in the back of my throat, but Big 8 Player of the Week. I nominated Cole Caulfield. He hit 40 goals this week, and then to top off that for a week already, had a 5-point night against the Islanders. 3 goals, 2 assists. Just a crazy night. And he also had a nice clipped interview there after a game, right? So what happens after 40 goals? He said 41.
Yeah.
I missed that. That's
Like,
great.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, he kind of didn't know what
So
to say.
funny.
Like, what's next? Like 50? And he's like, probably 41. So,
That's a great answer from,
Yeah.
from a young guy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, of course he's going to try for 50, but
Yeah.
like, you're not going to give the media that soundbite.
no, just a
him
just a
something
great
funny instead.
soundbite for him, though. And he moves, I think, if he's not within 2, he's within 3 goals of McKinnon now.
I think it's 2.
It's 2, okay.
I think McKinnon's at 45 and he's at 43.
Yeah, he's having himself quite the season, and he's had himself quite the week. So this Big 8 goes to Cole Caulfield.
I can't argue
Cheers
with
to
you.
Cole Caulfield.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right.
All right. Since you did that, Tyson, tell us about Stolarz and Nylander and Woll.
So I have been checking. This got me so mad last night. Like have you ever like rage watched a game? So like,
Never in my life.
but my wife does get to the point, and like she'll text me updates, and she's always watching, and like, but she'll get to a point when it's embarrassing. She's like, I can't watch this anymore. Can you please shut it off? Like, I just can't watch it anymore. I was like, no, I need to see how this ends. I think I need to see this one through. So before the puck even dropped, Willie shoots a high fast one for whatever reason.
He ripped it. Like, it wasn't
During
some
warm-up.
soft
No.
into the pads. Yeah.
No. And like hit him quite hard, hit Stolarz quite hard in the throat. And he is instantly in distress and goes to the bench, and it's like he could not get that bench door open fast enough. And he was gone. Next thing you know, Woll did an interview after, and he admitted, he said, I didn't see any of it. Next thing I know, I was told that Stoley's gone and I'm in. So I just started stretching, and because I wasn't expecting, but I didn't see any of it and didn't have an update either. But about a minute into the first period, we get an update that they've taken him to hospital.
Right. Yeah.
So I've been waiting all day for an update, but they haven't really given one, other than I heard he was at a hospital and met the team at the plane. So he obviously was good to go, but I'm assuming at the least you got like a bruised larynx or something, right? Like he got hit quite solidly and didn't look like he was expecting it either. But then where my angst comes in is like, what a freak accident. Willie should have known better. And then they completely leave Joseph Woll out to dry.
Welcome to Brew Bay hockey, man. 41-14 the shots or whatever.
43-14 were the shots.
Okay. Yeah.
So like Woll somehow, with them getting smoked, and they had 44, I think it was 44 other, you know, where they mark the
Attempts or whatever.
attempts, yeah.
Directed at the net, yeah.
Yeah. So 44 attempts, 43 shots. He saved, he made 38 saves. Stood on his head. None of the goals looked like bad goals. There was one that was maybe, you know what I mean? For a guy that wasn't, he thought he had the night off. He played the night before, which I also looked up, by the way, was the first time since 2021 he's played 2 days in a row.
Ah, interesting.
So that, But no, they protect him a little bit, right? Because we worry about injuries with him. So like he's actually played a few in a row now and was supposed to have the night off, and the team just gets drilled. 43-14 in shots. There was no... I guess there was just no rallying around, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh, this is unfortunate. We got to be there for our guy.
And that's been the MO for years though. Like this team doesn't rally around anything.
No.
They don't understand that big games are big games. Like look at the Mariner coming back from Vegas. They laid an egg because
they laid an egg.
What is emotion, right? Like how dare we try hard?
Yeah, game 7, they laid an egg. Matthews gets hurt. You know what I mean? That's great that you had a good third period, but you didn't stick up for your captain. Woll was supposed to have the night off. Guys, we got to somehow give him a night off, block shots, do whatever. Nope. 43 shots. And on top of it, you only had 14. So,
and so
I couldn't even tell.
That, this was not the first time Willie did this. So I didn't remember this. But apparently when Garrett Sparks was up with us, he hit him in the head in warm-up and gave him a concussion.
I completely forgot about that.
So like, Willie, what are you doing, bud? Like, it's warm-up. Like, just, you gotta stop,
teach you
man.
this when you're 9 or 10 years old.
Yes.
Yeah, your son Jeremy is learning that in warm-up. From the time that you can lift the puck, they are taught that in warm-up, especially at the beginning of warm-up, because Stolarz was right at the first, you lob him in nice and soft. You put him in the pads. If you're going to put him high, it's like lob to get caught. Like it's not to shoot to score.
Yeah, we were always told. We were literally told like if you're going high, you're going waist level, and you're picking blocker or glove side.
Right.
You're
he was
honestly,
dead center.
You're locking them in. Yeah.
Right in the neck.
Right in the neck.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, Stolarz even was like he looked like he just wasn't expecting that, which
no.
You typically don't.
Of course he wasn't. You know what I mean?
He will from now on.
This is just on brand for the year, I guess. Like you had a teammate just sent to the hospital. Your backup goalie for the night is now scrambling. You got an e-bug getting dressed. And you show zero urgency in any way, shape, or form.
Welcome to Leafs hockey, everybody.
Wasn't Craig Anderson at that game too? Did I see a clip of him there? He should have been the e-bug. That would have been
hilarious because then I could have kind of wanted Woll to get out then so he could come in and play against the Sens as the e-bug.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. As bad as the game was, part of me was waiting to see like if I go to bed and I found out the e-bug had to take to that.
You don't want to miss that, right? Like, no, you want to watch that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's impressive that Woll is continuing to play as well as he is. Like the other night, Berube like threw him under the bus for some reason. Some 13 games left in the season, and the guy stood on his head, and Berube's like, well, we would have really liked to save there in the end. It's like, my guy, like, again, 43-14, 40-10. Like, this is not a common thing. We've had multiple periods this year where we've had, under 5 shots in a period. And it's like, you're not giving him any support. You're not playing a system that supports him. You're just letting everything through. And with 12 games left in the season, a lost season, a season that I think we should be tanking like all the time. We should just play our AHL squad the whole time and our third string goalie or fourth string. And he has the audacity to like come out and call out the goalie who stood on his head all night and has been great for us all season. Like, come on, dude.
The
like,
one guy that
there are other people you could trash in the media who are far more deserving. Anyway, it's almost like Berube doesn't understand that the season's over and we're tanking. Like, my guy, you don't want points. You don't.
Well, so I was just curious, and I'm not saying this to be, but I checked. So over the last 25 games at 5-on-5, the worst expected goal share teams goes Chicago at 40%, Vancouver at 42%, Toronto at 44%. So they are working hard at what you want, Matt. They are the third worst team in the league for expected goal share. So,
but then you've got like you got Willie. Like I'm going to pick on Willie, I guess, a little bit tonight. a few nights ago, we were losing the game and Willie decides to tie it with like 6 minutes left in the third period. And then we go to overtime. We end up losing, of course, but like we're trying to give away points. Boston owns our first pick if it's anything over 5. We need to get down there. But ever since Matthews got hurt, we've got points in most games, unfortunately. And it's like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. Come on, man.
And you reminded me of this today, Matt, because I was like, because you were like, we're going to end up with 6. And I was like, well, that would be fine because top 10 protected. Nope.
Nope.
But
thanks, Brad.
It's all a lottery
Brad.
anyway, though, isn't it?
No, but you could only ever move down so many slots, right?
3.
So if you
3, so you'd have to get top 2 to actually fully protect it.
Fair enough.
right.
Fully
Fair
protected,
But yeah, we're absolutely going to end in 6th, keep the pick through the lottery, and give Boston our 6th round pick or 6th overall pick. And which will be a good pick because of course it is. It's a 6th overall.
it's still a lottery. Like you can move up 10, right? I think is the
You can move up, yeah.
Yeah,
But you
the
can't.
Islanders were like 10th or 9th or something last year and moved up to 1st.
Yeah. That's how they wound up.
Very small odds, but it can happen.
But it can happen, yeah.
Anyway, I would just like to not rely on that chance, but it looks like we'll end up like 6th or 7th, and it won't matter.
Oh yeah, totally going to lose that pick. Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
All right, are we done with the Leafs? Good to move on.
Please.
I mean, I've been feeling
You talked about rage watching, and like, man, I watched every Leafs game over the last 5 years probably without missing a single one. But I watched very little of the last 2 weeks of Leafs hockey.
Oh,
like
really?
it's just defeated me. I'm just done. I watched the recaps. I listened to the after game podcast, but I can't.
You know
do
what?
it
Too,
anymore.
I didn't even realize. Maybe I knew this before, but they had the longest playoff appearance.
9 years in a row.
9
9
years.
years.
9
Yeah.
seasons. So some people would say, "Hey, that's a good run. We're bound to rebound at some
you're
point."
due. Yeah, you're due.
But in that time, we've won 2 series, and that's it. In a much less run, we've had, say, the Florida Panthers, who have been to 3 finals and won twice. So, yeah. All right. Jack Hughes in the Hockey Hall of Fame. They're in a
I
battle.
can't get over that.
What can't you get over of it? I'm curious.
So, and I've seen some. So the Spark Notes version, in case anyone listening or watching doesn't know what we're talking about, Jack Hughes wants the puck, like the gold medal winning puck that he scored in overtime. And part of me almost understands, but like the way he was talking about it as if it's owed to him, or like it's like your birthright is to have the puck you scored. Like
He was very aggressive in his comments.
He was
like,
very
calling it
aggressive,
BS, and he couldn't believe it. And it's like, my guy, like,
and I saw like, so one of the takes I saw in this was actually Sid Sixero in Toronto saying like, well, what do you mean? It's his puck. He scored the puck. It's his, he should have it. Like he was on the side, like Jack Hughes should have it. And I'm listening to this, like, did he bring the puck to the rink? Like, did he physically buy the puck? Did he purchase it before the game? He went home. He scored the gold medal winning goal. He took his gloves home. He took that helmet home. He took the jersey home. Like, what's more valuable, right? And like, I get him wanting the puck, but the pucks were provided. That's not your puck. So like, the puck got handed over to the Hockey Hall of Fame. And like, I was so glad Sid said what he said. Sid almost treated it like, when he was asked about it, like not only did he not try to keep his pucks and understand they were going to the Hall of Fame, the look on his face when he was asked it, like, was not aware that was an option. Was that an option?
Not only that, but if you go to the hall and look at Crosby's golden goal shrine, it's not just a puck. He like gave them all of
Everything.
his gear. His
have
gloves
everything
are
there.
there. His sticks there. Like everything's there. His jersey's there.
The net is there.
The net
on
is
display.
there. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So
I almost view it as more of like, I think the PR people that train these guys just completely failed. on
they
this
lost
one.
that one.
Like-
yeah.
I'm sure there's been lots of players that have reactions to stuff that the PR people have intercepted and said, you know, because like you score your first goal, you get the pitcher with the pucks, his first goal, you bring it home, you score your first whatever, you know, all the milestones, right?
Yeah, within
you get
reason.
The pitcher, you bring it home, whatever. So he's probably been doing this his whole life up to this point, and then he scores the biggest goal of his career, and no one told him that, oh yeah, by the way, this is kind of bigger than you. This has to go to a special place. Maybe you'll get it in like 40 years, like they'll take it out or something, and you'll get it then. But I just feel like I don't think anyone told him, and they probably should have. You know what I mean? Like, because that was a pretty raw reaction of like just found out on camera
that he's not keeping his puck for some reason.
Yeah. So,
and if you don't mind me saying, so like I teach high school, showed his maturity level. I'm not going to lie. It was just very like he's young, right? And like I've dealt with the puck thing. I'll give you an example. So like when I took Mikhail and Maddox up to see Carolina in Toronto, and it was when Bunting had first left, and Bunting's Maddox's guy, right? And sure enough, who scores first? Bunting. So Real Sports in Toronto will auction off the pucks. So I waited and waited and waited for them to post them all. And they posted them all, and there was no Bunting puck in there. And so I messaged the guy that I know. It's like, yeah, Bunting asked if he could keep it.
First goal back in Toronto.
Goal back in Toronto. And like, it's not like the Hall of Fame's not hunting for that puck.
Right. Or everybody's first goal pucks. You know what I mean? Like, unless you're a phenom or something.
Yeah. Like outside of him wanting the puck because it was his first game back there, like me and maybe two other people in the world were looking to see if that puck was posted. It's not like, do you know what I mean?
I'm just picturing a Hockey Hall of Fame shrine to Bunting with like 16 jerseys and like his first puck for each of them, like first game back and whatever.
It's the biggest display.
First player to play for every team.
But you have to have his first goal for each of those teams as well.
Yeah, I can't. It just, you know how like I don't know. Just the thought of like you thought that you could have, but like even like let's say this was like even a game of shinny up the road. It's like, did you bring the bag of pucks? No, so you don't get to take that puck home. Like I don't know what to. Like
Except
even on
like
that
Jeremy
side of it,
said he's been doing that his whole life.
Probably. Well, we
but
assume.
it seems like he actually like just didn't have a clue. Like his this is his quote because we didn't say it, but I'm trying to get it when asked about the puck with an interview with ESPN. I'm trying to get it like that's bullcrap that the Hockey Hall of Fame has it. In my opinion, why would they have that puck? I don't see why Megan Keller or I should have those pucks. I shouldn't have those pucks. Sorry. It's like the most special place in hockey. And then he tried to walk it back. It's like the most special place in hockey. He said, so I'm honored it's there, obviously. I think things were taken crazy this week. That's just the way I felt. Yeah, they were taken crazy because you came out and just had this take. And I thought it was funny that the Hockey Hall of Fame also replied. So like Phil Pritchard, who we see presenting the cup every summer.
Yeah.
He didn't mince words. This is a quote. Unfortunately, in the easiest words, it was never Jack's puck to own.
No.
It's been donated to us now. Just like for every artifact that's been donated, we have a paper trail and signed paperwork of where it came from. Like it is what it is. Like you don't have the puck. It's not your puck. It's the IIHF Olympic Committee's puck, and they can choose to give it to you or give it to the Hall of Fame or give it to whoever they want. Like,
yep.
I am shocked that the IOC actually gave a puck away.
Oh yes, they're pretty stingy. Yeah. It's probably not given away, Gary. It's probably on consignment that they'll be able to recall at any time.
Exactly.
Anyway, you mentioned Crosby before, but when he was interviewed, his response was, I didn't even think about it that way, to be honest with you. I was just happy that I scored the goal. I was happy that the puck was going to the Hall of Fame. I didn't even think about it that way. Like, yeah, of course not. Like,
right. And I think like PR coaching aside, like to your point, Tyson, there's a difference in maturity between those two reactions as well, right? Like,
sure.
You know what I mean? Like for sure. And I've always found there's like a group of American kids from that age group. I feel like it kind of started with Zegras. You see a bit of it with Carter Gauthier.
Okay, Don Cherry, calm down there, okay?
No, but
jeez.
I know, right? Yeah, that's right.
These kids.
These kids.
Bunch of jerks.
I'm not even saying it's bad. I'm just saying like that there was a year where they all played on the U.S. World Junior team, the U.S. national team, and it's all this group of guys, and they're all just more like outspoken. Like I've noticed that with a few of those guys, right? Like Quinn Hughes as well. Jack Hughes and
Luke Hughes, all the Hughes.
All the Hughes
Seeing a
in the
trend
world.
here.
Yeah. I'm just saying they're more like willing to just say what's on their mind, which we always talk about. Like, you know, we're trying to, you want your cake and eat it too, right? You want players to be honest, but you also want them to be prim and proper and formal and respectful. And it's like, well, you know.
Every once in a while, though, it just blows your mind. Some of the stuff, like that puck thing, like I took a double take. I'm not gonna lie, because it wouldn't even cross my mind that like, did anybody else think that you had the puck? Like I just assumed it went. Like I thought that's where it was going to end up. Like I just assumed it was gone. I assume, you know what I mean? So like.
There's so many puck stories over the years, though, of people stealing the pucks at the end of games.
Yeah.
Swapping them
Yes.
or whatever. Yeah. Well, who was it that tried to steal Ovi's puck when he broke the record? Which, by the way, is in the Hall of Fame. And I haven't heard Ovi complain about that. Bennington tried to steal it. That's right. Yeah.
The Paul Henderson puck was never found.
Some people say Patrick Kane's puck has still never been found after he beat Philadelphia in the Cup final.
That's wild, eh?
The thing is, too, and we got other stuff to talk about, but when you steal a puck like that, you lose the paper trail on it. So years later, it's
you could never sell it. Yeah, you just.
Well, no, like prove that that's the Paul Henderson puck.
Right.
Good luck with that. Right? Like where if you had gone through the proper channels, it'd be at least proof that that is the puck. But like you've got no way of proving that that's the puck now.
Yeah. So I think maybe we can transition here to some of the stuff that's gone on with GMs, but like let's take how Connor McDavid comments on things.
Pillow fight.
Mr. Pillow Fight.
Mr. Pillow Fight, right? But he's kind of got like what I think is cool about McDavid over the years is he's really kind of carved out his own personality with how he responds to this stuff. So, and he's like the ambassador for the players, right? He's kind of taken that, like, yes, we're all going to turn to Crosby. We're going to list to Crosby and all that. But as far as what's current, what's going to be going on in the league, McDavid's opinion is at the top. And he's kind of figured out a way to get his point across without saying anything that gets him in trouble. Like, for instance, he's commenting on the Department of Player Safety, which was talked about at the GM meetings, which we can get into. But like, he didn't really say anything negative. He just said, maybe we should be reviewing how this is done because there's a lot of people frustrated about it.
Yeah. The line was
very level take.
The line was something to the effect of, it is what it is, but if everyone's always complaining about the outcome every time, then maybe we need to look at how they arrive to that outcome every time.
And it was to the point that he got George Peros to publicly respond, which is pretty rare. I mean, they don't say too much, right? Now, if you read all of his quotes, it was very political in the sense that he said nothing at all.
He didn't say anything. Like, it just like I got caught by like one of those, George Peros details why he suspended Gudas as he did, and nowhere in it does he say anything like that.
To paraphrase, he says, everybody on my team does a great job.
and we have a process that we follow.
Yeah, we followed the process. Everybody did a great job. There's a lot of former NHLers that are involved in the process. Just so happens that two of them spent an awful lot of time in Anaheim. I'm sure that's also a fluke thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, no ulterior motives here. Yes, a Leaf ended my career, and I also spent most of my career playing for the Ducks.
We investigated ourselves, and we investigated ourselves.
I joked in the group chat, like MB Power, like, hey, no, we did an internal audit of ourselves. There's nothing wrong with the power meters. That is the Department of Player Safety. Hey, we have a process. Yeah.
Well, and
before-
they have the side of Bettman, right? Like Bettman will
defend them.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my
he has
goodness,
hills
yes.
that he will die on. Department of Player Safety's one. The officials are the other. And so something that kind of came up during the general managers meetings, which happened last week, was there was reports that there was a fairly heated exchange. Now, Matt, I know you got some stuff on this, but from what I understand, there was a GM that had the gall to bring up some of these issues related to the Department of Player Safety and had a pretty heated exchange with Gary Bettman over it. I haven't seen anything come out on what it was, other than that's what it was about, and it wasn't friendly.
Yeah. So before we move into that, I'm just going to end the Jack Hughes conversation with Tate McRae could do so much better than Jack Hughes. That's all I'm going to say. As we've seen. Just saying. All right. As Jeremy alluded to, so the GM meetings happened this week down in Florida. Obviously comes right on the heels of Gudas being suspended and Matthews being hurt, which was kind of a hot button topic. And as I understand what happened, obviously everything is very regimented and there's agendas for everything. But on one of the afternoons when there wasn't a lot on the agenda, there was a couple of topics that came up and Gary Bettman was rattled by them. So apparently an owner in the past had been whispering about issues they have with relaxation of headshot rules. So like blindside hits, headshots. But they couldn't figure out who it was or whatever. Now, this is coming from Elliot Friedman in 32 Thoughts. I'm obviously not connected to any of this.
Yeah.
But there was an owner that had privately been whispering that they were not happy with it. And so at one of these open times of discussion in the agenda where there was nothing scheduled, the GM for the Carolina Hurricanes apparently asked Bettman directly about why there's a relaxation in penalties for headshots or like the consequences aren't as big. And Bettman immediately answered that, oh, I guess it's your owner that has been like stirring up trouble kind of thing, like called them out on the spot in front of everybody. And then they got into a very heated argument about it. Obviously, the details of that argument have not come out because everything's behind closed doors. But Bettman he tore into that GM, or he dressed him down, as they say, which is not great. And then another GM apparently still decided he would take another run at Bettman and brought up goaltender interference inconsistencies and issues, which we know is a very hot button topic around here. There was a couple of them this week that are very
feels like every week.
Yeah, inconsistent, I guess, is a good way to do it. Now, it was weird because you would think they would figure this out. Like, it used to be goaltender interference reviews were done by the on-ice officials. Like, so the refs would do it just like they do for offsides. But about 5 years ago or so, because of inconsistencies, they moved it to the situation room, reviews all goaltender interference calls. So you would think it would be really easy to bring everybody into line. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if something happens in game A and it happens the exact same in game B, it's the same ruling. But we're not seeing that. So anyway, this GM brought that up again to Bettman at these meetings and again was dressed down, and it did not go well. It was not a friendly exchange. So yeah, no one's getting through to him that this isn't working. The punishment's not working. The Department of Player Safety isn't working, and things like goaltender interference isn't working. But yeah, like Gary Bettman's rebuke to Eric Taliski, the GM for Carolina, was like, "Oh, so we know it's coming from your owner. Like, you're just here being like a mouthpiece."
I heard that.
To parrot him. So
he said something to the effect of, "Oh, I guess we know who the owner is."
Yeah, exactly. So now we've got media personalities speaking out against Department of Player Safety stuff. We've got team execs behind the scenes speaking out against Department of Player Safety. We've got players, like, even though Connor McDavid didn't cross the line, the fact that he said anything is a big step, right? The fact that he said, well, if this is always happening and we're always complaining about these, maybe we should look at the system, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you say it's not a big phrase, but it kind of is. He's almost openly calling for like a review of Department of Player Safety in a way, right? Like, without just saying it, because his union rep would probably.
And I don't
getting
want to
control.
change topics, but speaking about Department of Player Safety, there's been an official ruling on Greer's hit
Oh,
on Zary.
breaking?
Breaking news.
Well,
Dun-dun-dun.
if you guys don't know, because this
Why
was
don't you? I don't know. So break it down for us. What was the hit? What's the ruling?
so it was he got boarding, misconduct, the whole bit. Hearing to be had today. If you saw the hit, I want to say they're about 10 feet out from the boards, but they're both moving, and
It
he
was
hits
pretty
them
major
quite hard.
boarding.
It was a pretty major boarding call. Sent him head first into the boards. Could have been bad. We have literally seen a player paralyzed that way. Like the outcome of that could have been far
Yeah,
worse.
leg
than the
split
injury.
head first. You know that look going in. I think it was made worse that he hooked the Calgary player before, so kind of twisted him and spun him around, and he actually got a 2-minute hooking penalty for that.
Yeah.
And then proceeded to just board him because he was mad. Like, you know what I mean? So
And-
like
it was
the
an
Calgary
angry
guy was
push.
off balance. He was sideways and just ate it.
Went full Miko Rantanen on him.
I was going to say McKinnon, but all right.
Yeah.
Any guesses as to what the punishment is?
2 games is my guess.
I guess if Gudis got, I don't know what he did, I wouldn't have been surprised with. Like, it was pretty malicious. So my
Yep.
guess was like 4 or 5.
Okay. Gary?
1 game.
Wow, really, Gary?
I know why Matt and Gary are gonna say what they're gonna. I know why.
I said 2 games. That's all. That's all.
The
Or a
announcing-
$5,000 fine, like $1, Bob. What's the option here?
Being a Leaf fan, I was very caught off guard by the announcing and how direct they were on like, this is the worst hit we've ever seen. We want to get this out of the game.
It was
This
a
is
nasty.
absolutely horrible. It has no place in the game. Like 5 minutes just straight out like that. Whereas in a Leafs game, it would just be like, wow.
Hit him hard.
Yeah. Let's just
He
go
took
to
a
Can't
good
the
say
run at him.
anything bad about the other team.
Yeah.
Wow.
Greer got 3 games.
3 games. Wow. That's
it-
more than I thought for a boarding penalty.
But you know what's crazy? More than you thought for a boarding penalty. I agree with you. I was completely prepared to see 1 or 2 games.
Yep.
But I still don't think that's enough. I'm getting used to the Department of Player Safety. You could have ended the guy's career.
I
Or
think
worse.
if the
They seem
Department
to
of
always-
Player Safety is listening, I have one little recommendation.
That's going to be good.
When they put out their videos for explaining the suspensions, I think they should have a new intro that goes, lowered expectations.
Just put the SNL right in there.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
But
because
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
well, sorry, I was just gonna say I had to look up his suspension history because
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. I was going to look that up. So fill us
yeah,
in.
yeah. So I knew he had been suspended before, and it was actually, 2023. Cross-checking Montreal Canadiens forward Mike Hoffman in 2023. He received a 1-game suspension for that. So that was only 3 years ago. So he does have some history. I thought it was more, but it wasn't suspension related. It was the guy was in the he was in the substance abuse program for a while,
Oh, right. Okay.
which I forgot about. I think that was when he was with the Rangers. I haven't looked that up, but yeah, so he does have a suspension on his record previously. I'm sure they'll say that factors in and all that.
But in an ideal world, let's pretend we don't have all these issues with Department of Player Safety. If we were starting over and hitting reset, do you not give that more than 3 games?
I think so, personally. Like I said, I was surprised it was 3 games, but I feel like it should have been more. Like I'm
Yeah.
just surprised.
Yeah,
There
I
was
know what you
no
mean.
no hockey play involved whatsoever on it. It was just a
No.
straight
No,
push
yeah.
into the
That
boards
is what it was.
on the numbers.
Yeah. Like, I guess if I was, like in my mind, Greer gets 5 or 6 and Gudas should have got 10 or more. You know what I mean?
I mean, if you're trying to set an example, if you're
to
trying
not
to
do that anymore.
If you're trying to deter.
yeah. If you want a player, if you want it to be so severe that in the moment a player thinks like, oh boy, I can't risk
doing that.
I can't risk that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it has to be more severe, but they have a good process in place. They have a process. I think all the guys.
The biggest, it's the baddest, it's the best.
It's the best process. Get the best men working on the best process.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys think about doing? I didn't tell you guys about this. What do you guys think about doing some lightning topics here?
Ooh.
We need some lightning noises. Pew, 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 pew. Like, Mr. Jeremy, your Avs clinched the playoffs and reached 100 points this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
How do you feel about that?
I feel very, it was nice to see the little X go on there. Once you start seeing those X's go on, you're like, oh man, playoffs are really happening soon. They got Landeskog back today. So things are turning up. Things are looking good. The power play
talking about his nuts.
Yeah. So side note,
I like how he said that. That's awesome.
Cale Makar hates Gabriel Landeskog.
I told you that
debate.
years ago
Wants to
before
be
Land
capped.
even
You did.
came back.
You did.
Yeah.
He
I said it was a
sliced-
play for the throne.
He tried to slice his leg off in 2022, and now he took like a 80-some mile an hour shot right in the cup. Yeah, showed the cup. The cup was looked like a mere mortal would kill them. But yeah, yeah. But hockey
Good.
players.
Yep.
And he's probably like, hey, I've got 3 kids now. It's all right. I'm done anyway.
Cheaper than the surgery down there in the States, just emergency surgery versus elective,
Oh, man. Yeah.
All right. So you guys clinched this week. Stars can clinch tonight if they win.
Yep.
So they're right on your heels.
I
So you
know.
can fend them off.
That gap really disappeared. Although it's crazy that the Lightning won, they went 14-1, and they're still 5 points behind. That's how crazy the start of the season was for the Avs. So that buffer really came in handy. So it's good. It's good.
Nice. You guys were talking earlier about the Blue Jackets and their bump they got. Nashville Predators, man, they were 32nd in the league in December, and Stamkos' overtime goal moved them into wild card 2 the other night. They are officially in a playoff spot. They didn't get a coaching bump, but Stammer, I guess, wants one more run, is just dragging them, kicking and screaming,
Yeah.
back to the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he just tied or passed Joe Sakic for all-time goals, if I read that right. He's climbing the list. Yeah, he is turning the clock back. He just, he decided he's not done with this, because I was a little surprised. I didn't realize that they had actually gained as much as they did, because they were kind of in the middle of all the teams outside the playoffs for so long. But yeah, here they are in the second wild card spot. They've got a 3-point gap to the Kings, who are outside the playoff
Good old
spot.
Kings. Are they rebuilding? Are they
I
going
know.
for it? They don't even know. They're
Every
just
time I see it, I just laugh. I'm just like, I don't know.
good choice, Panarin. You got this. Didn't want to rebuild, and look where you are.
Yeah. So I don't know. I right now, if the playoffs started today, it would be Avs Predators in the first round. And I was kind of like, oof, that's Nashville's got a little bit of upset energy if that's the way they're gonna go for it. So that might be not as easy of a first round.
Wouldn't it be crazy if both Matthews and Marner missed the playoffs this year with Marner leaving? Could you imagine that? Who could have predicted that last year? The Knights are not home free.
No, they're not.
They're not They're not away and clear
No,
yet.
definitely not.
Had another big superstar injury. Did you have something you want to say?
Sorry, I just noticed the stat on talking about these insane West standings. So in the Central Division, here's the goal differential for the three teams in the Central Division. Plus 82, plus 51, plus 31.
Oh no.
In the Pacific, the three teams in the spots, the goal differential is in order -8.
So that's the Ducks?
That's the Ducks. They have a -8 goal differential. The Edmonton Oilers are +1. And the Vegas Golden Knights are +2.
Dominating conference or division.
Sorry, I just needed to point that out because I just noticed it and it's really funny.
We need like a nickname for that division. Do you remember when like the Southeast was like the worst in the Atlantic, so they were the South Least? We need something for the Pacific division. Like the Pacifist Pacifics or something like that, you know?
The pillow fight.
It was there all along. The Pillow Pacific.
The pillow fight division.
The old PP.
I just missed the old 1 through 8.
Oh my goodness. That was also brought up in the GM meetings. And Bettman was like, that's not happening ever on my watch. I don't know why he's so against it, but I think Kyle was saying that it's in his nature not to go back on decisions he's made. Like he doesn't mind changing decisions that were made by like the competition committee or like the PA during CBA stuff. But like if he made a decision, which it was his decision, he'll go for it. He thinks there's more, like there's longer series, like round 1 goes longer in this current format, which is good for TV.
I can from the business side of it. From the business side of it, I get it. Like
I don't know how you can say that though. Like if you have like last year, not last year, a couple years ago, like when like Toronto and Florida met in like the first round, it's like those are two. Well, Florida was up and coming in terms of their revenue, but Toronto is like a juggernaut in terms of revenue, whether you like it or not. You can't deny it as the most valuable franchise. And then you knock one of them out in the first round. Like, wouldn't you like to see them, like from a business perspective, go deep? More ticket sales, more viewership, more whatever, right? Like, I don't know.
I totally agree. I think he looks at it like volume because you've got 8 rounds.
Yeah,
8
more
rounds.
eyes on the first round than any other round. So that's the round that has the most advertising dollars assigned to it.
That's my only thought is that's got to be the business.
And the stat was something like 14% less sweeps since
there's much less sweeps in this division.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Division
and so then that's more ticket revenue, more like you have more games, so because you have so many less sweeps in the first round, that's more ad revenue too. That's more ticket sales. That's more, everything.
You actually see it more like in this format. Once you get out of your divisional play, there's like sweeps every year because it's like, like the Pacific Division battled with pillows, and then once they meet the Central, it's like, wow, actually we suck.
Right.
They put bricks in their pillows.
No fair. They put bars of soaps in their Oh man. Speaking of the Pacific, so another injury this week. Draisaitl goes down in Edmonton on just like a nothing hit. Like, you know what I mean? Just kind of gets rubbed out along the boards and he's out for the season. News is coming out now that he actually pulled a Matthews and flew back to Germany for treatment.
Oh yeah, he's in Germany.
So like he's not even in the country anymore. He's just gone.
He went to see a soccer match and did an interview on the sideline.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well, he's pretty banged up, I guess. I didn't see that.
And he said, but this is what's got Oilers fans freaking out. So the interviewer's asking him questions, and he says, I just hope they go deep enough that I'm still able to help them.
Oh, wow.
No,
that's not great.
That's not good. Boy.
Yeah, I definitely didn't hear that. So that's crazy.
That could mean make the playoffs, but
Man.
At this
that
rate,
has
Gary,
shades of who was it last year?
It would
Blue
fit
Jays?
in with his other comments that he's made this year.
Yeah. Who was it? Was it last year when the Jays were waiting for Bo Bichette to get back? And I think it was Isaiah Connor-Falef said the same thing in an interview. He's like, well, hopefully we see him he's back in time for the World Series or something like that. And it was like,
Thanks,
whoa.
man. Thanks.
Okay.
Little didn't we know he was already packing his bags for New York.
Yeah.
He wasn't actually injured.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Side note. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I really don't.
12 games left for the Leafs, maybe? 13 games?
It's 12 games left for the Leafs, yeah. So
who are you going to cheer for in the playoffs then?
I'll probably throw Jay some support there.
He really needs it.
Yeah.
So
You
we're all
don't
going
have to.
Dallas Stars, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's who I thought you were all going to. That's what I was waiting for. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I'm not going to lie to you. So there's a couple just like stories I'm watching. If Pittsburgh stays in, and it looks like they could, that's a feel-good story for Sid to go
Absolutely. Yep.
far. And good on Stammer for dragging Nashville across the line. If they also, so like those are just two guys you'd like to see. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, go far. So
Well,
I
like,
don't know
what
if
if?
rooting's strong enough word for it, but I'm,
Well,
I'll be
don't
watching.
get. I mean, obviously we know who I'm rooting for, but like, I mean, Buffalo Sabres. Can you imagine if they
No.
win a playoff
No.
round?
no.
Oh, sorry. I didn't
Right
think that
to
was
jail.
Dallas Stars
Right to
territory.
Right to jail. What about you, Gary, with that Expo hat? Are you just looking forward to baseball season?
Pretty much.
I was until Yusevich got hurt. What the heck?
Oh, he'll be fine.
Yeah,
He's just
I
starting
know.
on an injured list. It's fine.
Yeah.
I know my heart will be very happy this offseason. I don't have to stress for 7 games before I can just watch stress-free after that.
Probably be good
So-
for my blood pressure. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know who I'm going to cheer for. I'll pick somebody out of the West. I'll pick somebody out of the East. It's not going to be the Buffalo Sabres. It's not going to be the Edmonton Oilers. Sorry.
What about the Canadians?
I could tell you for sure it's not going to be the Canadians.
Man,
Even if they make the cup final against any team, I will not be cheering for the Habs.
I feel like you're going to go for, you guys are either going to go for the Penguins or the Blue Jackets, right?
I'm not cheering for the Blue Jackets. I don't care about them.
I could root for the Penguins. I could get
sorry.
behind that.
My kids like the Penguins.
I would watch the Penguins games and probably root for them as well on the East.
Yeah.
I hope
I don't
Detroit
think
gets
I don't think I'd
destroyed.
cheer for Tampa Bay. Like, we just have too much history there.
So how long
mean-
would we cheer for the Penguins before you start being like, well, what if DoPS stayed?
The more you hear about that, the more you think it wasn't just Dubas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it seemed like he was pretty micromanaged and pretty handcuffed in a lot of things.
I think so.
I mean,
so
you
if
could
you had
argue
Dubas back now, maybe different story. But
they were
Don't
at
bring
their
him back.
most competitive when he was GM, right?
Yep.
So
He
yeah.
was about
but
to
we
make
had to
the
change the
Marner
team,
deal.
man. We had
Yep.
to change the team. We had to get tougher. We had to get greasier. We had to add some snot into our lineup. How's that going?
Lowered expectations.
That's a good place to end it, right there.
All right, everybody. Keep your stick on the ice.
Thanks, Big 8.